So wait, why is Amber the face of Genshin? It just showed she was for Twitch.
The storm terror crisis. Did something terrible happen?
Rude.
Forget about her.
I can do this. I know I can.
So it wouldn't mean much if I cosplayed.
I mean, you can cosplay whatever you want.
Yeah, but like her, nobody would be like, "Oh, who's that?"
Would know who she is. Unless they have
Hey, traveler! I've been looking for you everywhere. How's that wind glider I gave you last time? Seems like it's really growing on you. But then again, you don't have a gliding license, do you?
You have to have a gliding license?
A gliding license? What's that? Isn't it obvious? You gotta have a gliding license to legally glide in Mondstadt.
Wow, I've been doing something illegal this whole time.
Oh, but we've been gliding for ages now.
This
This is the first we've heard about it. Yeah, you've been gliding all over the place. Everyone's
Everybody's
noticed. So, you came looking for us because you want to give us a gliding license? No way! The Knights of Favonius have strict rules. You need to pass an exam, and only then
need
will
to
the
pass
Knights
an
issue your
exam?
license.
Yeah.
Today, I'm here as an examiner to oversee your official gliding exam. I gave you your wing glider, so this is my responsibility. At least that's what acting Grandmaster Jean would say. An exam? What a pain in the butt. Then no with a capital N-O. Do not challenge the authority of Examiner Amber. I mean, the whole city saw how well you flew the day that Storm Terror attacked, so I'm sure you'll have no problems.
How well I flew? What you mean? I fell off a cliff yesterday. Remember, I died yesterday.
But we do need to respect the rules and glide properly. Here, take this gliding manual. No need to memorize it. Just be familiar with everything in there. For example, only one person per wing glider. No carrying anything over the set weight limit. No taking off using an animo slime, and so on and so forth.
Weight limit. We're gonna have to have emergency food eaten.
Anyway, be sure to read it, okay? I had to read a load of big, thick books too when Lisa was teaching me magic. Wow, that's a big old book! Paimon thinks we best get started. Great, come find me when you're done. I'll be at Windrise.
Yeah, so she really just like, here you go, do this, do that. I'll be
The
able to
Knights
do
of
it.
Favonius gliding
And I
manual
totally,
does not
forgot
sound
to
like
tell
a
you that
fun
you need a
read.
license to wing glide when I gave you. Why didn't you tell me?
Exactly. She's like, here, have this.
When
But
the first
1 week
wisp
later,
of
hey,
wind
yeah, you can't
brushed
do that
across the
without.
land. Birds that yearned for the sky had wings, but no way to fly.
Birds that
They
couldn't
asked
fly?
the
Sounds like
animal
penguins.
god, "How can we reach the heavens?" To which the animal god replied, "You have yet to find that which is most important." As the god spoke, the wind thrust the seeds of a dandelion high into the sky. The birds thrust out their wings, but the breeze was all too mild, leaving them to stumble across the earth.
Oof.
So they went to the gorge, where the wind showed off its wild and incomparable strength.
Yeah, that's a great
They
place to
threw
jump off of.
themselves off the cliff and flapped
Oh,
their wings amongst the
committing something.
howling winds until they were able to fly freely
Bird
in the
aside.
sky. To the animal god they went to gleefully say, "We understand now. All we needed was a stronger
Who's the one
wind
with
to
the
fly."
wings?
In reply, the animal god said, "What you lacked
With
was not
the
wind,
black
but
and
courage."
green hair.
It is courage that has allowed you to become the first flying birds of this world.
Is it one of the characters or is it just the god? The angel?
The statue?
Yeah, is it just the statue?
That's a cool story. But is the Knight's gliding manual really written in that style? Huh. Anyway, let's go find Amber.
It's not super hard. Just gotta-
Oh my gosh, how'd she get all the way over there? Can I tell? Oh, I can't teleport. Said, let's go find Amber. She's like all the way across the map. How the heck do I get up there? Look, I'm gliding. It's illegal. Why is that thing on fire?
Great, you're here. Did you have a good read-through of the gliding manual? Got all the rules down? Sounds like it was a real drag. I would know. I've been there. Ugh, the gliding manual is super dry. I couldn't get into it at all. Don't tell Jean, though. Really? Paimon thought there were some pretty cool stories in the gliding manual. Cool stories? Oh, you must mean the example cases in the appendix. Some of them I like. My favorite one is about the illegal Animo slime takeoff. Apparently, if you pop an Animo slime and take off in the burst of wind, it
Pop
shoots
'em.
you up really, really high. I really want to try it. No, not that story. Paimon meant the one with the little bird who wanted to learn to fly. What? Let me take a look. Oh, shoot. This is the storybook I used to read as a kid. Oops, sorry. I put both books in the same pile and must
gave
have
me the
grabbed the
wrong
wrong
book.
one when I was leaving.
What a waste of time.
How in the heck do you confuse a bedtime story with an instruction manual? This is so embarrassing. It's because, maybe deep down inside, that fairy tale is the thing that truly taught me how to glide. What you lacked was not wind. It's courage that's allowed you to become the first flying birds of this world. Reading that gave me the courage to glide, to become an outrider, and to become the gliding champion of Mondstadt. But anyway, let's get back to the exam. Don't be nervous. Just glide like you're used to. Okay then, you just need to follow the marked route to the finish.
Great! Ah! What the heck just happened? Oh, whoa. Getting a little quick here. Oh, did I do it?
You nailed it! But
Oh, I
it's no
nailed
surprise,
it.
given the way you handled your
Nailed
glider
my
in a
face
storm.
into the ground.
The next part of the exam is in Mondstadt. See you there. Don't keep me waiting. Alrighty then. You heard her. Back to the city. Let's not keep her waiting.
Huh?
Inazuma.
What about?
That's what that is another part. It's like Mondstadt. It's like another continent. That's like the third place they introduce you to, and it is terrifying. Like, is more terrifying than Sumeru, which is good. I think it's just added some more.
Where's she at? Oh, why did it take me there and stop?
Hey, here! Over here!
Really? I'm right here, standing in your face.
I'm all set up. Let's carry on with the exam. Same deal as before. Glide through the markers and get to the finish without stopping in the middle.
Another one? Ah!
Whoa!
What just happened?
I don't even know. Why are you hitting space?
I don't know. Like, where do I go? Now what? Gotta go back?
Where the thing is.
Oops.
Where Amber is.
Up there?
No. Your orange thing, your orange square.
Oh. I want this money first.
A reward on the road. Seems like you've got the hang of wind gliding now. Let's do the final stage. Easy! You've flown this way before anyway! Once you've passed this final stage, you'll finally be able to get your very own gliding license. Just keep thinking about that license. Ready?
Oh, great. Ow, jeez. Smacked in the face, man.
Yeah, whatever you do, not in space. Oh.
Windborne Traveler, you are required to land at once by the order of the Knights of Favonius.
Uh-oh.
I am Otto of the Knights of Favonius.
Okay.
What's going on?
You're being arrested.
Please, show me your gliding license. It is against the law to glide without a license. I am arresting you under Section 7, Article 12 of the Mondstadt Penal Code. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will forever carry on the wind.
Wait, I'm an instructor. This is a gliding exam.
Oh, I see.
You dumbo.
Well, you picked a bad time to hold your gliding exam.
Really? Why?
The Knights of Favonius received a report from a sister at the cathedral claiming she saw Raptor gliding around these parts. I thought your student here must have been his partner in crime.
Raptor? Who's that?
A known criminal in Mondstadt. He always uses a wind glider to commit his crimes, so people started calling him Raptor.
Wow, he flies fast then.
So far, we haven't managed to catch him. Our plan this time was to draw him into the cathedral with a precious artifact and ambush him inside.
Is it our fault?
But he escaped with the artifact.
It's like,
Fortunately, one of the sisters put some secret markings on the artifact using elemental magic. But he was too fast, and we couldn't even keep up with the trail the markings left behind.
Well, if you need help chasing down a gliding criminal, I'm the one for the job. So tell me, which way did he go?
As far as I know, he was last seen near Springvale. But that was some time ago.
Leave it to me. With us chasing him down together, he doesn't stand a chance. Once we've got this Raptor guy, we'll pick up where we left off.
I know, right?
But
That's
no need to
annoying.
worry. I'll be sure to have a word with Jean.
He's like, why are you making me help you? I never said I would.
Why are we going all the way over there?
You may want to heal.
Oh, why am I dying? Also, he's dead.
Because you fell. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here. Go to your map real quick. Go to that statue.
Why? Why? Why?
Go up to it.
Where are you at? There you are.
Okay. She just healed you. So, get out of it real quick. She didn't heal you all the way. Actually, go back to it. Sorry. Go to... Go click. Statue's Blessing. To... all the way up. So whenever you're near one of the statues, it'll heal you and revive you.
Well, if I would have known that sooner.
I'm not going down.
Should I go back there or just continue where I'm?
Because if you try and fly with the wire, it'll fly around.
Yay.
The way you ran into the wall.
Yeah, because my stamina's all the way out.
You're almost there.
Ah! Sliding down the mountain. Ah, jeez, what the heck is that?
A boar. Dude.
Come on.
There's a teleportation spot.
Huh? Is that where I'm supposed to go?
Well, just get that. It might be where you're supposed to go anyways.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So let's back out.
This is Springvale. There must be some clues about Raptor around here. The sister from the cathedral put some secret animal markings on the artifact he took.
Use your elemental sight and keep your eyes peeled for clues. Ooh, hey, what do you think this is?
It looks like a broken tree branch.
Oh, Paimon knows. It's from a frame of a wind glider. Therefore,
There are no elemental traces on it. It looks like it's just a plain... a strip of cloth with animal markings on it. Looking at the design and the way it's woven, there's a good chance it came from a wind glider.
wow, Outriders have to be textile experts now? It's a harder job than Paimon thought.
If this really belongs to Raptor, it must mean his wind glider is...
How do we know if this was left by Raptor or an animal slime?
Animo slimes are airborne creatures. They don't leave marks on the ground unless someone stomped on one to take off.
Wait, are you telling me people actually do that?
Either way, let's make a mental note of these markings. They're very clear. It appears that the elemental markings point this way.
Huh. Well, do you think he ran off ahead?
I think her outfit's just...
There's only one way to find out.
I mean, I feel like they all have.
Come on, we should keep following the markings.
Ooh, what's that? Looks like something's going on up ahead.
It sounds like there's a battle going on. Could that be Raptor? Quick, let's keep going.
That's what I wanted.
Look, they're beating him up. They're bullying him.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to go to that. I was like, uh-oh, great, there's enemies.
Prepare to be blown away!
Here they go.
Thank goodness, the Knights of Favonius have arrived. The hilly trolls won't dare pursue me any longer.
What happened?
I can't believe it, but the hilly trolls attacked our carts. Luckily, I outran them.
Hilly Churls? But I thought the Knights of Favonius had cleared out most of the Hilly Churl camps around these parts.
It's a small camp not too far from the village. The route I take on my delivery runs ensures I steer. But today,
I know, but I'm listening to what they're saying.
some crazy fellow suddenly fell out of the sky and landed right in the camp.
Now, who does that remind me of?
Oh, it really riled them up. They chased the funny-looking fellow as he fled, which brought them out into the open. I managed to get away, but they smashed my fruit carts to smithereens. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do when the merchant caravan gets here tomorrow.
Funny looking? In what way?
Oh, he was holding on to something. Must have been heavy because he couldn't glide in a straight line to save his life. Honestly, people like that shouldn't be allowed in the skies. It doesn't take a genius to know you're not supposed to carry heavy objects while gliding. I'm gonna report that idiot and make sure he gets his license revoked.
Heavy object? The artifact? This could well be our guy. Tell me, did you see which way he went?
I managed to catch a glimpse as I ran from the hilly churls. I think he went that way.
What way? You're looking at her.
Seems like a strong lead. On with the chase!
He said they went that way, and he's looking at her, just not even telling her which way.
Oh, and don't worry. As soon as I get back, I'll tell the knights to mop up the rest of the hilly churls as soon as possible.
Another test subject.
Oh, great. They're cold, so who should I spin it?
Suffocate! Freeze!
I'm going in!
Direct assault! Freeze!
As a dutiful maid would.
You're open! Freeze! Suffocate!
I'll catch up.
To who?
I got careless. I got careless. Picked the wrong
Steady as
test
stone.
subject. You're open! You're open!
She has a giant sword.
Apart from the hilly churls, there's a bunch of funny-looking people, too.
Throw it, like.
Judging from the type of wind gliders they've got, I'd say this lot is with Raptor.
But if that's the case,
Where is this?
what are they hanging around here for?
I wonder.
But
Well,
what is
this
this?
measly bunch can't slow us down, that's for sure.
Oh.
It's showing you.
But we also haven't found the artifact, which means Raptor still has it on him. Forget these guys. Come on, let's keep following the elemental markings. power on the artifact must have worn off. Raptor must have realized the markings would give away his position and sent his minions to slow us down. That way, when the effect wears off, he can make his escape. He won't get away with this. After him!
Not as blinding anymore.
There's only one way over there.
No,
Raptor
'cause
must
when
be
it's
up
late
ahead.
at night and your eyes are tired,
Yes.
it's a little much.
However, it looks like the only way we can catch up.
But there's a ton of enemies below. They'll
If we're gonna do this, we'll have to glide and defeat them in one fell swoop.
I gotta follow, Sydney.
You still had one stage to go in your exam, right?
Yeah, but what's that gotta do with anything?
How about we make this the third and final stage of your gliding exam?
Whoop,
Are you sure
whoop.
that's how the exam is supposed to go?
It's a custom version of the exam, designed by yours truly. Besides, the normal version of the exam wouldn't be fit for the hero of Mondstadt herself. So, what do you
Oh my
say?
gosh.
There's one that Brianna and I were looking at.
Woohoo! Good answer! Prepare for takeoff! Raptor awaits you once you defeat all these enemies. Then that gliding license is yours.
Ooh, a VTuber model? That's pretty cool. One of my friends and I were talking about doing VTuber models, but we weren't 100% sure if we were actually going to pursue that or not.
I know nothing about this.
You don't know what a VTuber model is?
No.
Do you remember Iron Mouse I was showing you? How it like wasn't like a model or like a character?
What am I supposed to do? Just fly over top?
Honestly, don't really know.
Oh, smack myself into the wall. Ow! Open the door! Open the door!
Might have to-
Fight them?
Yeah.
No, it wants me to fly. But to where?
Were you not paying attention to what you're supposed to do?
No, I wasn't. See, it says right here.
Can you eat? Press E.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's really cool. So she does all types of VTuber models, logos, banners, emotes, overlays, and animation. She's asking if you'd like to see her work.
Ooh. Can I leave now? Is that everybody?
I guess
Are you
not.
serious? Oh. Okay, now I finished it. Whoa! Where am I going?
I don't even know nowhere.
I don't trust this. I can't see. Where am I supposed to go?
Nowhere the thing points to.
Ah!
Go, yeah, go towards
Nice! You breezed through it! You're a natural. I knew you'd be fine. All that's left now is to grab ourselves a raptor. Let's go!
My Discord. What is my Discord? That's the real question. There we go. Where am I supposed to go? Oh!
Oh shoot.
Oh! I was trying to. Oh, the barrel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
He gone.
It's so hard.
Money! This is the electricity one. Does that mean I have to change over to... What's her name? Sid?
Windblade!
What? There's more? Why can't I run? There we go. Oh, great.
Let's light it up! Adventure Let's light it up! Adventure time!
Why does he keep saying adventure time? Oh, I keep getting frozen, that's why. Oh my gosh. I keep getting frozen. What is it doing, Sid? What is this?
What is what?
got a Discord request. Oh, great.
Be gone! Wingblade!
Yeah, man. Wait. There's money. Really?
It looks like there's no way across. Ugh, he must be around here somewhere.
Amber! Over there!
If you insist on chasing me, so be it.
You must be a raptor. You can't escape.
I don't need to escape. There's...
Oh, it is pretty high. And quite...
Oh, little girl, why don't you run along home now and let your leader deal with this? Don't...
Hey, watch it! You're talking to a Knights of Favonius outrider. You'll be sorry when I arrest you. You're right. Ugh, he's right there in front of us. If only we could glide across.
So how did he get across? Can you see anything with your elemental sight?
Bye-bye, kiddo.
Oh no! He's getting away!
Ugh, we can't hesitate any longer.
But...
Don't worry. I'm the gliding champion of Mondstadt, remember? If...
Oi, Outrider! You have less chance of surviving this than jumping off the Animo God statue in Mondstadt without your wind glider. Haha!
Paimon sees your point. If you rule out everything that's completely impossible, gliding is the only idea left.
Remember that book I lent you? The one I thought was the gliding manual, but wasn't? The first birds couldn't fly. Flight was their reward for their courage to plunge into the canyon. Be my witness. Raptor says I'll never make it, but...
Wait! Stop! You'll never make it! Come on, off you go now. Back home like a good little girl.
Raptor says I'll never make it, but the wind says I will make it, and that's good enough for me.
Well, am I jumping?
Amber! No! You're gonna fall! You're gonna... It's a wind current!
Oh my goodness, where did that come from?
Yeah, I
You're
remember
crazy,
that.
kid! You must have known about the wind current. There's
What,
no
you thought
way
you were gonna
would've
die?
jumped otherwise.
The wind takes care of those who have courage. Now sit still and await your arrest, like a good little boy. Time to clean up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Just you watch!
You're open.
Someone needs assistance.
Don't get frostbite. Dodge this. Cool it! Just you watch! You're open!
No escape! Get him!
Dodge this!
Does it not work for them?
You're open!
Doesn't look like it. Oh, why is his health high? Oh, because he's the... I was like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is?
Right, I got him! I only noticed the wind current from in the air, and it's the only one. It would be suicide to try and escape in the direction Raptor was going. In other words, the only way Raptor could have gotten out would be this way, past us.
Aha! So he was just trying to fool us by acting smug, in the hope that we would just give up and leave. Little did he know, we're not so easily fooled.
It was all thanks to your sharp thinking. Just like a wise man once said, once you eliminate the at the end of the day, gliding is 7 parts technique, 3 parts instinct, and
What you did now looked more like 99 parts courage.
it was just like in my first gliding exam. I was super nervous, but in the end, there was nothing to be afraid of, and I passed no problem. I kinda missed that nervous rush in the exams I've done since then. It just wasn't the same.
Sorry. Paimon thought you said you passed no problem. What do you mean exam since then?
Well, you see, the thing is, Mondstadt is all no glide zone this, no landing zone that. Every time I get my license, it keeps getting revoked. I must have taken the exam about 15 times altogether. But I always pass the first time. I guess my little gliding manual ain't so bad after all.
Let's go and get a copy of the real gliding manual from Acting Grandmaster Jean sometime.
I'll head off first because I need to escort Raptor back to the city. Once you're back in the city, don't forget to come find me at the cathedral. I'll issue your gliding license there.
She just can't sit still, can she? Guess that's why she's the outrider. When this is all done and dusted, let's head to the cathedral in Mondstadt. Getting this gliding license has turned into quite the...
Am I level 9? I hate having to go all this way. Just for her to tell me to go somewhere else. Somebody getting married?
Congratulations! Here is your gliding license. You're officially legal now. Yeah, I'm not surprised though. You are a natural after all. Oh, and I'll sign you up for the next wind gliding championship. I glide so fast that no one can keep up. It's just me up there, on my own, gliding around. Whoa, fighting talk. It seems you have no idea how terrifying the championship really is. Well, until I kick your butt in the championship, I wish you a happy, liberating, and above all, law-abiding gliding experience. Make sure you obey the rules. Whatever you do, don't get your license revoked.
Oh, brother. If you ask me, that's a bit rich coming from Amber.
They should give unlimited stamina in this area. Because it's just so hard to get to places. I want to leave. What are you laughing at?
Ad Astra Abyssos.
So there's this app, it's called Character AI, and essentially it's like an AI chat room with a character. So
There's the blacksmith!
this was just sent.
When you're high up, everyone.
Did you see what was sent down there?
What?
An AI did that.
Oh.
Over there. Take your pick. Or if you need something else, I can make it on request.
You had them there.
Wow, he does bespoke weaponry?
Of course. I sell weapons, make them to order, and do refinements. All in the job description for a blacksmith.
If you get rickrolled by an AI of all things.
All you need is the ore. No, buy from someone else. I barely have enough for myself. You look confused. Bring some back and I'll help you forge what you need. No need. I have other things to do.
He seems like a short-tempered guy. Was it something we said?
Whoa.
Crunch. Now you know how I feel. I already have some of this stuff. How much do I need? Oh. my gosh.
Let's see what they're selling.
Oh yeah, Ashley, so we did accept your request. We're gonna look at your work after the stream, that way we can actually
What do you
look at it
want?
and not worry about looking at Genshin at the same time. Make it a bit easier.
Oh, yes. I'd forgotten about that. These are okay, I guess.
So what am I trying to do here? Make something?
If you ever find ore in the future, you can always come and see me. Ideally when I'm not busy. A blacksmith's work takes focus and concentration. It does not take small talk with customers.
Bruh.
When the craft is good, business is good. It's all there. And if there's nothing else, I'll carry on with my work.
He's certainly committed to his work. Paimon will give him
all
that.
there is to the craft.
His temper isn't great, but leave it to him and he'll be able to forge what you need.
Is that all I needed? Guess so.
Welcome. Every treasure here is unique, guaranteed.
Yep. There's nothing here that Paimon recognizes. That's for sure.
What did I tell you? These are all rare items brought back by adventurers from all corners of the world. Is there anything that catches your eye? No need. I forgot to mention, I operate on a trading basis. Goods for goods. No Mora accepted here. I've been trying to make something a bit special recently, and I need a lot of animo sigils to decorate it with. Do you have any animo sigils with you? It seems the Animo Archon approves of your adventures then. More to the point, any animal sigils you find you can trade in here for items and
What should I do, Sydney?
Honestly, I think all of this stuff in there is gonna except I wouldn't do it for the Mora.
Let's do it for the Mora.
No. Like Mora's
I want the
good, but
purple
like,
gem.
I wouldn't waste your sigils.
How much should I get? Just one or what?
You can get one of each. Those are basically crystals or the silver, whatever they call it. That is essential.
Didn't even have enough for one each. Should I save the rest?
animo sigils appear all over Mondstadt. If you find yourself short, just keep exploring.
Absolutely! What could be more beautiful than a gift from the Animal Archon?
Okay, you got me. It's actually more complicated than that, but it's easier for people to understand if I just say it's for decoration. Obviously, the reason I need animo sigils is because they have properties that other materials cannot provide.
But it's working! Paimon's curious now.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if I gave everything away now, would it? Do come again soon, and bring me lots and lots of animo sigils next time. Please also visit if you come across any weird and wonderful treasures on your adventures.
can't do any more quests.
Then,
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
Why am I sitting? How do I get out from sitting? There we go. Cat poster. Cindy, it's a cat!
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
The neighboring nation of Lila.
Should I choose?
I don't need food. That's what you got. No, she's got food. I don't know what the other person's got. What is this?
oh yeah, you can go to those. That's like little events, I guess you could say. So if you go to it, there'll be like monsters or whatever you can kill. Battle.
Can I level up?
Yeah, that will just level up
Can't reach her.
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry.
Well,
Leave it all to me.
can't climb up there. The only thing that could reach him is this ultimate.
Windblade.
Oh, I guess I'll leave him. Where'd it go? Did I miss my chance? Oh, that was a waste. There was one of the little things flying around and I went to go grab it and I missed it and it flew away. I picked up a damaged mask.
Prepare to be blown away! Windblade!
Why is it raining? What? There's more? Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't hear you.
Windblade! Be gone! Windblade!
What is he doing? Stop! Can't move. Leave me alone.
I would use like
Does that not do anything?
Cool it. Don't get frostbite. Freeze. Dodge this. Cool it.
What this? What this?
oh, that looks pretty fast.
What is this? Was I just supposed to stand on that or something?
Fascinating.
I'm about dead. Look. She's about dead. I can actually teleport to it. They're immune?
Oh,
so sorry. Freeze! Don't push your luck. Cool it! Dodge this! Don't push your luck. Freeze! What's the hurry? Dodge this! This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze!
I'm going in! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Let's light it up!
Is that it? I gotta go back. I gotta go back into
Adventure time!
I missed it. There it goes. Things are hard to catch. You gotta like press it as soon as you get up to it. Dang.
Prepare to be blown away! A reward on the road.
Another test subject. That table?
You're open!
It's still not.
That table?
You're open!
Windblade!
a little taste.
Windblade! Everybody stand back! Why do they never miss? Let's light it up!
That tingle?
As a good knight should. I must leave no stone unturned.
That tingle?
Is Noelle a healer?
It's a fury.
So- Oh, she just healed him. Yeah. Cause look, hers was like less than half, and now it's all the way up. I did now.
Okay, look, see these.
What are those?
Sunshine, so it's a flower hat.
Oh, that's cute.
This is like a
Wing a whopper, wing a whopper.
collar thing.
Oh, it's up there. Where's the thingy at? There it is.
Leave it all to me.
Yeah, she does heal.
Cool it. Don't get frostbite. Don't push your luck. Dodge this. Freeze.
Going in! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Prepare to be blown away!
Now I'm level 10.
6 more to go!
Yay.
Ta-da! Hello. Everything's ta-da! Jean? Seems she's talking to someone. Let's let her finish, then go say hi.
Which is what has brought us to this point in the first place. If you are unable to promptly deal with the Storm Terror threat, then leave the defense of Mondstadt to the Pt3. We can put an end to Mondstadt's dragon issues. Oh,
Monster?
yes. What's your point?
I'd expect a more professional attitude from your diplomats. Yet here you are saying you want to put an end to one of the four winds of Mondstadt? I won't have any of this nonsense in front of the Knights of Favonius.
It's not as crazy as you make it sound. Fine. That's enough negotiation for today. At this stage, it's simply an amicable exchange of constructive opinions. No, I'll be sure to make thorough notes.
Oh, you're back. Thanks for your help. The elemental
she was
flow
talking
is
to?
finally... The aftermath of Storm Terror's last attack is finally settled for
No,
the
the girl
moment.
that Jean was talking to was like threatening her.
However, the pressure from the delegation has become too big.
Delegation? From Liyue Harbor or in Azuma City?
Snezhnaya. They choose to follow the god of Cryo. Their envoys go by a particular name, the Pt3. Heard of them?
Oh, them? They're super famous. Wait, infamous is more the word.
I don't think killing Storm Terror is the right course of action. The Cryo Gods Pt3 have always coveted the Animo God's power. I don't believe they have Mondstadt's best interests at heart. What is it? Oh, let us head back to headquarters then. We shouldn't discuss important matters out in the open.
They had me moving all over the place.
Mondstadt and Snezhnaya are considered the same in status.
Huh?
Mondstadt is independent and does not belong to any other nation. In fact, despite being referred to as a city, Mondstadt is a nation. Though, Snezhnaya's Pt3 are known to be the most aggressive diplomats in
Aggressive.
Makes sense given the tone of that woman just now. So rude.
Oh, just bust open.
crystal embedded with some kind of power.
She like slammed
Lisa,
open the door.
are you able to analyze it?
Let me take a look. I can see impurities in the crystal, but no, I'm sorry. I can't make a proper analysis at the moment.
Right. I'll leave the research to you then, Lisa.
Understood. I'll notify you all if I make any progress. Though I wouldn't go getting your hopes up. They were incredibly ancient texts, not to mention— Ouch! Gosh, that hurt! The impurities in the crystal— it hurts when I get close. Oh, I see. It appears to react to visions. The impurities and the elemental energy we embody repel each other. It's strange, though. You have elemental abilities as well, but don't seem to be affected in the same way. Anyway, the crystal would be better left in the hands of my cutie. It will just be a pain if left with us.
Fascinating. Do you know anything about what makes you special? I do not know what to make of it either. Well then, the Knights of Favonius have another favor to ask of you. Please accept the title of Honorary Knight and the gratitude of the Acting Grand Master.
Honorary Knight of Favonius?
We ask for your continued assistance in finding some answers. Storm Terror's rage and strange crystals. I know Mondstadt's peace hangs in the balance. May the wind open your eyes to the truth. We'll meet back here if you find anything.
What she mean by her cutie? I questioned that, but she didn't respond. Okay, now where do I go? She's not in my hair for once.
There There's something you didn't tell them. The dragon and the crystal weren't the only things we saw. So you do remember him, that green guy.
Green guy. Oh.
He looked just like that guy down there.
Maybe that is the guy.
What?
She's a little ditzy. Just a little bit. However you say, what's it? Emergency food? Yeah.
And Nathan both don't even like know her name. Just call her Emergency Day.
Nathan plays this?
That green guy disappeared. Use elemental sight to track him down. His footprints lead to this wall. Did he climb up from here?
Does it want me to climb?
Huh?
I ain't one of the one to do. Hiding in the bushes. I don't see any footprints. Oh, there we go.
Another cutscene. I just realized how often you see all these background characters. They're very consistent.
He looks similar to the angel.
What is to be
He had the
sung
hair.
transpired in days of yore,
Whatever that green guy was.
when the divine archons still walked the earth. A dragon cast his curious gaze on the world below, as he parted from the heavens that gave his birth.
See?
The dragon
He looks
sought
like
truth
him.
amongst common folk,
'Cause he
but
is?
mortal trifles only fogged his mind.
He the god?
The wind-born bard strummed his strings dulce, and the holy lyre answered his questions kind. The dragon was but a child, full of wonder, and soared the heavens free from care. The bard's songs invited him to sing along, for he yearned to let all perceive him fair. Enchanting legends the bard and dragon were, but the tides of despair soon engulfed the land. The lion fang perished, and the falcon flag slept, as a vile dragon approached Mondstadt in lone stand. Over the cathedral loomed death and his friends. Of the people's agony, the bard soon sang. The soaring dragon heeded his grave calls, and amidst the windstorms a brutal war sprang.
Oh?
Blood of venom sent the sky dragon into slumber. only to awake to be expelled in abhor. Why do people in this age loathe me so? But the holy liar replied no more.
Rip.
Wrath and woe, vigor and venom, poured from the dragon's bitter eyes. The dragon's curse sprawled in silence, but the liar could no longer soothe his cries.
Oh, that's what that is.
Wait, you guys are... Oh, that's right. You're the ones that scared Dvalin away.
Dvalin? Who's that? Huh? Oh, right! Most people seem to call him Storm Terror. Why do you call him that? Are you two meant to be close or something?
Oh, so close.
Hey, so Paimon thinks this guy has a screw loose.
I'm Venti the Bard. 3-time winner of the most popular bard of Mondstadt, to be precise. So, what do you need from me?
Given you recognize us, Paimon doesn't believe we need to explain any further. Of course it's about Storm Terror!
Storm?
Hey, cut it with the Amnesia Act! Alright, show it to him.
Oh!
What? The crystal has been purified? When?
Dvalin, the anguish he feels has brought him to tears.
Tears?
He was once such a gentle child, now so full of rage and suffering. I also came across a teardrop crystal. Can you purify it?
I can purify crystals?
Huh?
You really do have some wonderful abilities. Someone like you is going to end up getting written into a bard's poem. Oh, a hero so bright should she stand in the light, though stand in the shade, and you'll be met by a blade. Alas, I've really not the time to compose a melody for you at this moment. Anyway, even if Dvalin is not taken down, his life will still wither away in the breeze. He'll burn himself out in the flames of anger. Do you really deem that necessary?
Did you see what I chose?
You can forget about me turning us in for now. I have another plan.
Oh? And what plan would that be?
Seeing this tear has brought to mind a friend so dear.
Friend?
Oh my gosh.
One must be going.
They should be together.
Hey, where are you running off to?
To the symbol of Mondstadt's hero. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Huh. What do you make of that? As far as he's concerned, you're a weirdo too, you know. Know what? Familiar? I don't know. You're alone on that one. But did he just say symbol of Mondstadt's hero? Oh, Paimon knows! You know, the gigantic one. You can't miss it. Surely you still remember.
Oh? What are you doing here? Though I was just wondering if you would happen to follow me. You speak of the god of Animo, Barbados? Liyue and Inazuma's respective gods of Geo and Electro are still present, but Mondstadt has seen many a moon since they last saw their... Why do you wish to know about the god of Anemo? Does it have something to do with Deval?
Oh, it's because God...
Just how is it that everyone sees Storm Terror? I'm quite curious. That said, there's no need to rush. I have not been back in a while. It seems there are a few who are unhappy with my arrival.
Well,
The wind! I can't open my eyes! What is a creature like that doing out here in such a cold
what
place?
is that?
You think it was going after that green guy? His relationship with the wind seems even deeper than yours.
Cool it!
Can't reach it.
Adventure time!
Won't let me out. Then I start dying.
Time to clean up. Oh, I must leave no stone unturned. I missed a spot.
Off we go! Let's light it up!
I can't get to him though. Can I not get out? Cause I can't hit him. I need to change to somebody
Dodge
that
this! This moment will be frozen in time. Ha!
Yeah, but it's like gonna take forever. If he keeps healing.
Freeze! Ha! 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 Dodge this! Ha! 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 What's the hurry?
This is boring.
Windblade!
He's immune! Oh, because I'm wind. Ouch. Yeah, every hit I get on him gives me health. Someone's dead. Come on. Get down here. Get down here. Stop playing. Aw, man.
Leave it all to me.
Finally.
Seems the dragon wasn't the only thing affected by this change in the wind. Now then, you were saying someone had told you about the dragon? Is that so? Quite the scholar, I must say that, Lisa. She's not wrong. The conflict has reached this point only because both sides have resorted to the use of force. His hate, however, did not arise from the people not making tribute to the Four Winds, nor was it born from his own nature, but instead came about as a product of his degradation.
Degradation?
The black blood flowing through his heart has been torturing him for years. That's what has allowed him to be led astray by the lies of the Abyss Mage. Correct. They are from the Abyss Order, an organization comprised of non-human beings. They I don't know where they come from. All I know is that they hold deep hatred toward the human world.
What if you cosplayed as Vincent?
No.
Many hilly trolls out in the wild take orders from them
I don't want
and act
those
as their weapons.
thick thighs.
Before arriving here, I too was like Dvalin, cursed and left to waste.
He's got
But
a bump
now,
and dump.
Before us stands the symbol of Mondstadt's hero, the place from which Mondstadt rose. The wind amongst the branches is good. I love the way it smells. Being here with you beneath this great tree feels like when the tear was purified earlier. Like the poison is leaving my body. Feels much better.
Feels much better.
So, how exactly did you get poisoned?
What? Yeah, it's raining.
That would be because I tried to communicate with Dvalin earlier, but was interrupted.
Who? Them two?
As a result, not only did I not manage to help Dvalin break his curse, but instead was also infected myself. Yes, it was you. So to make up for it, you're coming with me to the cathedral.
The Mondstadt Cathedral? To do what exactly?
To claim a certain holy lyre de Himmel.
Oh. Poof, gone.
How many creamers do you have?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I know, it said I had something in there. I just got some more, so.
You can make a wish if you want. What?
You wish upon a star. I want this one. I got a book.
So it goes purple, I think, for 4 stars, and then gold for 5 stars.
I am not walking. Yeah, definitely not walking.
I sometimes will walk from windows to Mondstadt. Just
Why?
for fun.
Why?
Because I think
Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Whatever country, continent, whatever you want to call it. Leeway is just like and they call leeway like Lié. Like, I can't even, I hate how they pronounce it. It makes me so bad. But that's the second place you'll go to after Mondstadt. And they have most of their events.
Someone needs assistance.
Oh, there he is.
So this Holy Lyre de Hamel is...
One of the most treasured items in Mondstadt. It's the lyre that Barbados used to play. With it, perhaps I can help Dvalin draw his gentle nature back out of this nightmare he's going through.
Will it really stop Storm Terror from causing more damage?
Of course! I'm the best bard in the world. There's not a single song I do not know, no matter if it's from the past, present, or future. Look me in the eyes. Do you not find me trustworthy?
So how can we get the Holy Lyre?
It's said that it's enshrined deep within the cathedral, somewhere safe. I'll go take a look around. You can come if you want.
If I want, or do I have to? Yeah, I got to.
Let me handle this. Hello there, sister!
May the Animo God bless you, young bard. How can I help you?
Actually, I know a secret that can save Mondstadt from its current predicament.
Oh, what a blessing from the god of Animo! But you should report that to the Knights of Favonius. Why have you come to me?
Because you, dear sister, are able to help. I'd like to borrow the Holy Lyre. With it,
please see yourselves out.
What?
It's a vicious dragon indeed, but once the acting Grand Master makes up her mind, nothing can stand in the Knight's way.
That's simply not acceptable. Wouldn't Storm Terror end up getting killed that way?
That foolish beast betrayed the winds. Not even the god of Animo themselves would forgive it.
Please, I beg of you.
I'm afraid not, little bard. Strange. Somehow I feel so bad rejecting this sweet child.
Then, I guess I'm left with no other choice. I cannot hide anymore. My disciples, rejoice! Behold! Shocked, aren't you? Don't you just want to cry out and rejoice? How does it feel to finally meet the god you've been serving?
If there's nothing else, I'll be going back to handle the cathedral's paperwork now.
She doesn't believe him.
Wait! Huh? She didn't even bat an eyelid. But I have at least learned what I wanted to know. She didn't deny that the cathedral is enshrining the Holy Lyre. Now, since you're the hotshot of the Knights of Favonius, maybe you can give it a shot.
Barbados bless you. I know you. You and Amber saved Mondstadt that day. So what brings you here? Tasks from the acting Grand Master? Is that so? Not that I don't trust you. It's just that a suspicious bard came looking to borrow the Holy Lyre as well. He's full of nonsense and even called himself Barbados. He must be up to something. There are regulations in place for the use of the Holy Lyre. Currently, it's only used in Ludi Harpastum. Signed documents from the Grand Master, Seneschal, and Community Representative are all required. So, may I see the document from the Knights of Favonius?
Hey!
A signed document is required. Without it, there's not much I can do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really am quite busy as of late.
Gosh, that's a turd.
It didn't work. I knew it.
You knew it?
I just wanted to know how influential the hotshot of the Knights of Favonius is. You see,
Hotshot?
the best warrior should always be presented with the best sword. And yet here we are. Does the story not make for a fitting ballad?
So what are you trying to say? That we're not good enough?
No, that's not it. More of a commentary regarding Mondstadt's inability to see the warrior standing right before its very eyes. Very well. Looks like borrowing it is not going to be possible. We're simply going to have to steal it.
The fact that he
Today
says that right
we
in front of
stand
her.
for free will. Any
And
suggestions
he's
on just how we
yelling it.
steal it? Come now, speak up. That's what free will is for. Look at you, sidetracked from the start. But seriously, you're more suitable for the job than I. Aside from singing, I don't really have any other talents. Besides, if I was caught, I'd have no one to right the grave injustice of my arrest.
How can it be a grave injustice if you got caught stealing red-handed?
But things are different for you. You are the superstar of the Knights of Favonius. Should you get caught, you would easily be able to talk your way out of it. The guards here, it seems they're off duty throughout the night. If we manage to seize this opportunity, it should be smooth sailing from here.
Stop mentioning us getting caught!
What do you say? Yes. Seems I did mention that. Your point being? Why does your decision hinge upon whether or not I am a god?
Paimon will fill you in on her background story when we get the time.
Huh?
Man, this stinks. Having to stand around here all day long, having to guard this entrance. Hey! Don't move! You can't go down there!
Seems we're gonna have to wait until nightfall to sneak in.
I guess it was nightfall. How the heck am I supposed to do that? What am I supposed to do? Well, heck! What am I supposed to do? Pass him? And him? Can't do any of it! Can't go over that? Flip. Flip. can't see me. They can see me. What the heck? How did I do that? Did I do it?
Who are you?
The heck is that? Oh shit, she looks cool. Oh, that was the one that was threatening
Disappeared.
Jean.
Freeze! What are you doing here?
I went through all that freaking work for just. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! We're busted! Run!
What? Follow me.
It didn't work. It didn't work. Sid. Yeah, there is no freaking wind current. I only have a few seconds though. Why am I climbing a building? I can't get to the place. It won't. There's no wind currents anywhere. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I didn't make it. There was no wind current. Look, so now there is.
Master D-Luke, this is this week's accounts.
The disaster has
He's
greatly
nice.
affected business.
Well, let's hope it all ends soon.
I'm gonna have to show you something.
Hi! We'd like a seat at your, least conspicuous table.
The second floor has fewer customers. You'd be less conspicuous up there. But aren't you a bard? Why not sit front and center?
Let's save the paid performance for next time. We'll be heading up now. See you in a bit.
The fact that he just like straight up tells him, "Hey, like we're being chased. Like where's the least suspicious place
Hey.
to sit?"
Keep an eye on them. There's something strange about that bard. I'll go ask around.
Ask who exactly?
The protectors of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I like these a lot. Did escape really quick.
I am the protectors of what?
Go to shop.
Can I purchase him? Oh.
Click on his. That's. Twirl him around. Look at his ponytail!
It's a high
And
ponytail.
like the chains on his hand. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay.
Okay.
That's all. I just want to show you that. So you can literally buy that. But you have to.
Can I talk to him?
Not going upstairs yet? You both seemed to be in a hurry.
Seems. Well, fine. Where am I going? Upstairs?
Master D-Luke, have you seen two thieves around?
What happened? Why have you mobilized so many guards?
Haven't you heard, Master D-Luke? Two thieves are trying to steal the Holy Lyre.
Huh? How odd.
Isn't it? The Holy Lyre is a treasure that was played by the god of animal themselves. Such a precious piece of cultural heritage.
Why would one want to steal something they can't sell off? Would pay better to steal from my sellers.
Huh?
Sorry, off topic. Believe they headed that way.
Understood. Thank you, Master D-Luke.
He took a liking in me, that's why.
Today, I think I'll have a glass of...
You can put down that bottle you stole from behind the counter.
something cold.
Right. I want answers.
Let me finish my drink first. I'll pay you. Well, with a performance.
It's not about money. You seem too young to be drinking.
No need to worry. When I started drinking, you were still... He is Master Diluc, the boss of... the owner of this tavern. He's very famous. By the way, his dandelion wine is one of my favorites. Although most of the time I can only afford a bottle or two.
I just heard about some thieves from the guards. For the record, I like your guts for trying to steal the Holy Lyre de Hamel. Even if you are fools. But we don't often get to see people like you.
It wasn't us that stole it. The real thief is still out there.
This is the hotshot of the Knights of Favonius. Why would someone so aspiring steal Mondstadt's sacred treasure?
Hotshot? Oh, so it's you. So, you and the Bard are close friends? Well, despite only being a passing traveler, you still offered your help to Mondstadt in its time of need. A shame you joined the Knights. The Knights of Favonius. Inefficient right from beginning to end. And towards the Fatui, weak and conservative. Forget it. I don't feel like talking about it.
Seems you don't really like the Knights of Favonius.
Just differences in approach is all. I have my own hopes for this city. Now, answers. Why did you steal the Holy Lyre?
You sure you want to know? It could implicate you in the affairs of the Knights of Favonius.
That's fine. I somehow always end up implicated in their affairs.
If I tell you the story with a performance, will you believe me?
It depends. I'll make my own judgment.
Then will I get paid?
Your reward will range from anywhere between 5 Mora and the Holy Lyre. It all depends.
Very well. Let me put on a show.
What did I just witness? This is confidential information. Why did you let me know?
Why? Perhaps the winds are changing. What say you, Master Diluc?
Interesting. Give me some time. I'll organize some contacts. Outlander, as one of the knights, it seems you're not a suspect. Blonde is the only description on the wanted poster. You should be safe.
Oh, so me.
Yeah,
As for the
literally,
Bard,
you know,
however,
being wanted
it'd be
to
better
be
if you
hero,
stayed in the tavern.
Wanted to be hero.
No problem. I like taverns.
Okay. Let's meet here tonight after the tavern closes.
Knights and their naughty issues.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Should I change into not a blonde? Oh, they're all blonde. There we go. Nobody knows who I am. Should be fine. Why did it... It wants me to enter as I just exited.
You're here. Wait, you're...
Well, first of all, I contacted more than one person. Secondly, she came here as Jean herself, not as the acting Grandmaster. A Jean you would never see, even as—
What a surprise. I heard about the Holy Lyre, but I never suspected it was you. So, the sound of the Holy Lyre can purify Storm Terror and return it to normal? Is that true?
That's right. Your honorary knight is putting themselves on the front line to try and resolve this storm. Now that's the hot shot of the Knights of Favonius I'm talking about.
Feels like we're breaking the law, though.
I understand this kind of absurd explanation is hard to believe. But we can ask the bard to play the song again to try and persuade...
I believe you.
To persuade our stubborn command... Wait, what?
I can't think of any reason for Dvalin's betrayal, given it was once one of the Four Winds. However, if it was poisoned in the battle over Mondstadt all those years ago, and then corrupted by the Abyss Mage after it woke up, we can't really blame it.
I'm so confused.
But as acting Grandmaster, I obviously cannot make such a statement publicly. Diplomatic pressure from the Fatui makes it hard for us to seek a peaceful resolution to the Storm Terror issue.
Pass!
Really?
Yes! Gross.
People would think I've lost grip on the gravity of the situation. That's why I can only do this in private.
I thought you said you'd want to.
That's one of the reasons I don't like the Knights of Favonius.
The other one. I forgot what it's called.
The Shy Guy?
What surprises me is that you would believe an outlander so
My cautious and meticulous superior, even you trust him, don't you, sir?
I already told you not to call me sir.
Ew! No, pass.
We don't often get to work
Gross.
together after all.
Wow. This is really awkward.
I have a rough idea of where the Holy Lyre de Himmel is.
Nice recovery. She's really talented at changing the subject.
The conflict between Mondstadt and Snezhnaya stems from the conflict between the Seven Nations
that?
and their respective gods.
I don't know.
The Cryo Gods Fatui seem to be after the Animo God's power.
Does that help your decision?
No.
You're putting in Smash.
Right. If the Knights of Favonius publicly prevented an attempt on Dvalin's head, then the only other way to affect the Animo God's power is to take the Holy Lyre.
The number of Fatui that have come to Mondstadt is far from limited.
Smash or pass, Ether.
Which one's that one?
I've already managed to...
Diluc has determined that the Holy Lyre is not... I imagine they don't want...
Paimon gets it. If too much of a scene gets made, then it becomes a big diplomatic issue.
Such is the diplomacy between the Seven Nations.
Smash or pass?
Outlander, ready to go?
Who?
Diluc. Oh my gosh, him!
Oh. No answer.
Amber.
Jean just said
Smash.
the Fatui are trying to take Dvalin's power for the Cryo God.
Smash or pass, Venti.
Pass.
I fear this might fall
Pass.
short of their true intentions.
Pass.
I think they
I don't
intend to
care
use
about
Barbados'
that.
connection to the wind to draw him out. Just like Lisa
Smash.
traced the source of the storm to the temples.
Smash or pass, Catherine.
Which one's that one?
That's the girl that when you get an adventure rank.
The god of Animo? Hasn't been seen for more than 1,000 years. What makes you think that's their intention?
Pass.
Oh!
Forget it. I don't like having to pry. Here, take this.
Smash
What
pass,
is it?
Raiden Shogun. Or A.
A disguise to protect your identity. Put it on before you run into the Fatui.
Ain't going that way.
Unfortunately, there's still one of Mondstadt's allies. At least that's the facade we're maintaining.
Who's out?
Our actions are going to get them stirred up. Better to not implicate
one's that?
yourself on a personal level.
The one that you called
Oh, Smash.
Wait, is she a child?
Nah.
Smash pass, Kaya.
Smash.
I feel like I can't. I'm trying to say characters in which Alright, Zhao.
Which one's that one? Smash.
Of course. If you had said pass, I would have been very offended.
Oh my gosh.
Ito. Which...
Smash.
Oh no. Okay.
The heck is that? After this battle, I'll probably in stream and start a new one. Oh, I get to play as him. Can I keep him? No. What?
Roy Maya, the other one that's on the banner.
The pink hair?
No, the one, the doctor.
That one?
Yeah.
Smash.
Okay.
Yes, smash. Dang, I made it just in time.
I'm trying to see, or Beto, the pirate girl.
The pirate girl?
Yeah, Beto.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
No! Don't eat me!
Don't eat me.
You're human? The entire floor's defenses have been broken. I thought it was the Abyss Order attacking.
We have come for your life.
How did you guys know the liar's here? The place it's being kept is locked up tight. If you're after the key, keep going further into the ruins, but don't come after me. I don't know which one of the guards has it, but I'm sure you can find the guards and find out for yourselves.
This guy looks like he's about to wet himself.
You just worry about yourselves. One of the 11 is already in Mondstadt. Signora, when she gets her hands on you, she's gonna string you up and torture you.
Dang. She won't string me up and torture me.
Did he say Senora? What a strange name.
Number 8 of the 11 goes by the name Signora. The fact that the Pt3 can run amok across the 7 nations like they do is entirely because of the 11. We need to act quickly before she gets wind of what's going on.
I don't have the key.
Oh my god, we've turned this room inside out, but no key. Time to move on to another room.
Who are you? How'd you get in here? Never heard of that associate. What are you lot doing here? Oh?
Goodwill stuff.
Keep talking. You're here for the lyre, aren't you? And just how do you plan to borrow it? Okay, sound all right. You're free, but I don't have the key, unfortunately. You'll have.
He says the key isn't here. Shall we try another room?
Freeze! Ah! Ha! Ah! Cool it! Ha! Ah! Ha! Ah! Dodge this! Ah! 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 Don't get frostbite! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Seems like we've turned this room inside out, but no key. Time to move on to another room. There's one room left that we haven't tried. Surely the key must be in there.
It's always gotta be in the last room.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Ah, you're just going to attack me? I am a proud citizen of Snezhnaya.
The heck is that?
Wish you luck.
Time for retribution! Ha!
You rats scurry out from. Senora's not going to tolerate this kind of interference in our affairs. So I'll be the one to take care of you. Save her the trouble of having to deal with you herself. Prepare yourself.
Freeze!
Not so soon!
Be gone! Teamwork is dreamwork!
As a good knight should. I must leave no stone unturned.
No escape!
Dodge this!
Can't run from dead.
Finally, the lyre is back in safe hands. Where did that guy go, though? He was here a second ago.
Senora is going to end you. The songs bards sing of your demise will be so terrifying. The people of Mondstadt will never sleep again for the nightmares they give them.
Big talk for a guy who still ran off in the end.
Chicken. New quest. Now what? Oh. The lyre.
chest or luxurious chest, and I left the domain. I didn't get the chest. I was so mad.
I don't want to talk to you.
I always do
Oh.
Welcome back. This is the Holy Lyre. You managed to retrieve it. The pattern of flowing wind carved on the rosewood, and the strings still feel cool to the touch, too. The memories.
What do you think, Venti? Can you summon Dvalin?
Although this lyre is the real thing, I doubt that it's going to work. As you can see,
then why
the
did you
lyre
send
has
us
been
to
through
get it?
1,000 years of history. Its animal power has run dry. In this condition, you couldn't play music fit for even Diluc's tavern with it.
Bards fight to get on the stage of my tavern. Don't make assumptions.
Is that really important right now, Master Diluc? And you! Did you just borrow the Holy Lyre to play music for drunkards to hear?
You made an Instagram.
What do you mean?
Anyway, we won't be able to call Dvalin with it. The lyre itself is fine, but the strings... You're up, Outlander. Relax, it's not broken. It's just that the intensity of its animo power has greatly diminished. Do you still have Dvalin's teardrop crystal with you? Great! Try to use it on the Holy Lyre.
Repairing.
It worked as expected.
This youthful glow.
Praising yourself? Really?
I was talking about the Holy Lyre.
Thanks to our traveler friend having purified the crystal, the Holy Lyre won't continue to lose power. That said, its power is far from replenished. It'd be great if we could get more tears. I can surmise that Dvalin will already be crying. Suffering alone in some deserted place.
Poor baby.
This is not something that an honorary knight can accomplish alone. When you get the teardrop crystal, please let our honorary knight perform.
Heroes supporting each other and setting out on a journey. Let me come up with a song for you.
Is that all you're going to do? Just sing?
Wouldn't be much of a bard if I didn't, now would I?
You're so cheeky. Oh, Paimon knows. From now on, you'll be known as Tone Deaf Bard.
This search reminds me of a feud I
Level
once had
11.
with the Fatui. 6 months ago, a thief stole treasure from the East Temple of the Four Winds.
Alright, I'm gonna end stream here and
Whoa, what
start it
was
back up
it?
maybe
a
in a
cup
minute.
used by Barbados?
No. Although if